Welcome everyone to another episode today of the knife rundown. This is the Case Marilla. This is going to be a very quick, hopefully under 8-minute review of just some of the basic details and facts of the knife. If you've been watching, you already know how it goes. If this is a very popular knife and you guys would like to see more, I'm happy to release a longer cut version showing actual use. But we're going to just jump right into it here, comparing it to the Buck 110 as we have done, and the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, just so we can get a generic size comparison. Standard pocket knife that's 3-ish something inches. I think it's like 3.25 inches maybe. Pretty standard size. It's not too big, not too small. In my opinion, the perfect size for a pocket knife. You know, it doesn't take up a lot of room in your pocket, but big enough to still get a full grip on it. So that's what I tend to prefer. This is going to be the first review on my channel where I'm actually critical of a knife. I love the design of this. I love the blade shape. I love that it's got some different kinds of grinds on here. I think it looks fantastic. I love the G10 inlay. I love that it's aluminum. I love that it's made in the USA. That's one of the most important things to me when considering a knife purchase. So this is one of the first higher end knives that I did purchase. Went into, I think it was Cabela's, held it in my hand, felt fine. I know I'm a big proponent of that. I always tell people to go check it out before they buy it. But because it was one of the first higher end knives that I bought, I didn't really know what to look for, and I didn't really do a whole lot of research beforehand. But this was a long time ago. The frame lock. It uses a frame lock system. And when I first got it, the frame did not actually lock all the way into place on the blade. So I had to actually push it to fully engage the lock. Otherwise, it was at risk of kind of coming down on my fingers, which, you know, that's not really ideal. With that, we'll just go through some of the other things here. There's a pretty large detent on this knife. So you see, once I disengage the frame lock, I kind of then have to snap it past the frame to shut it. So I can't just like kind of close it because it gets stuck right there. I have to fully open it and then push it even farther past the detent to drop it and then reopen it. So that's something to keep in mind. I think if you're paying this much for a knife, probably shouldn't do that, but it is what it is. That's just how it's designed. And finally, just one last little nitpicky thing that doesn't really matter to the functionality. The blade is not centered, and believe me when I tell you I've tried for hours and hours and hours to center this blade. I've centered probably 30 other knives that I have and have encountered, and for friends and things like that. I cannot get this one. I've tried every trick in the book. And actually, when I did initially get this and the frame lock was not fully engaging, I contacted Case, sent it into them, said, hey, the frame lock's not engaging, and the blade is not centered and I can't get it. Any chance you could, you know, just help me out with that? They said, sure, no problem. Sent it off to them, got it back. The blade was not centered and the frame lock still sometimes does not fully engage all the way. So a little bit frustrating. I've had good experiences with Case customer service in the past. They've done great work for me, but a little disappointed in this knife, which is unfortunate because, again, I do love the design. Now, its other, I guess, knife that it was released with is the Kinzu. Looks like Kinzua, but it's pronounced Kinzu, according to Case. I guess it's like a river or one of the forests up near their headquarters in Bradford, Pennsylvania. Both the same size. I love this knife. I have had no issues at all. The frame lock always engages, can't wiggle the blade at all. It's awesome. So I will do another video on that at a later time, but wanted to do the Marilla first because again, this is really the first knife that I was actually critical of and a little disappointed with. I kept it because, again, I still love the design. I just don't trust it to do some of the harder outdoor work that I do, where I'm kind of really swinging around or really pressing hard into things. I'm worried that the frame lock could disengage and it will shut on my fingers as I'm cutting. So that does worry me. One of the last things that I will touch on with this Case, I guess like the modern collection that they released a few years ago. The pocket clips sucked on it. So I took them off on both of these. Neither of them have the pocket clip. I took them off. And like I showed in a previous video with the new Microtech MSI, the clip has these raised screws, and Cases were more raised than this, if you can believe it or not. So every time you try to put it in your pocket, it will get stuck on the screws, and you will not be able to push it in all the way. I'll keep this out just so I can show you. It will get stuck on the screws every time. And when you do actually fight through and clip it in all the way, and then you try to pull it back out, it will get stuck on the screws again. So it's very frustrating. I don't mind not having a pocket clip. I carry a lot of slip joints sometimes, like these guys up here. So I don't, like, I'm used to not having a pocket clip. That doesn't really bother me. But if you are a avid user of pocket clips and the knife has to have a pocket clip, make sure you go try this out in store to see if it works, and it won't work. But just go check it out. If you're going to buy it online, definitely be aware of that. The pocket clips suck. I don't know of any aftermarket ones that you can buy. They might be out there. I don't know if they are. But I'm a little disappointed that not a lot of people seem to be talking about the Kinzu, because I think this is a fantastic, relatively cheap, fully American made, well, not fully American made, but made by an American company knife. But I understand why this one probably did not gain a whole lot of popularity. I did see a lot of things online about other people having the same problems as I did with this frame lock not engaging all the way. So be aware of that, please, if you're going to buy this. Just make sure you can go in, check it out, see if it works. But that's going to be it for this video. I will, again, happy to release a longer cut. I'm going to do another review on the Kinzu and kind of just a rundown of that. But thank you for watching, and again, let me know if there's anything else that you would like to see, and enjoy the rest of your day.